Welcome in, everybody, to a deep dive, this time into the world of Manorama Industries.
Manorama Industries.
Now, you might not know the name,
Yeah.
but you've definitely experienced their work.
Right.
They are a global leader in specialty fats and butters,
Mm-hmm.
particularly cocoa butter equivalents, or CDEs.
CBEs.
Think smooth, creamy chocolate, luxurious cosmetics.
Ooh.
Manorama is likely the unsung hero behind those products.
What's really intriguing about Manorama is that they're not just an ingredient supplier.
Right.
They actually occupy this very unique position in the market.
Okay.
They're kind of like a bridge between sustainable sourcing and high-quality consumer products.
I like that. And you've sent us a ton of sources on their latest financials, press releases, investor presentations, everything but the kitchen sink.
Everything.
Our mission today is to dig beneath the surface of these numbers and uncover what's truly interesting.
Yes.
Especially for you as a potential investor.
Because Manorama is publicly traded. Understanding their performance and strategy could offer valuable insights for anyone interested in the stock market or sustainable businesses.
Okay. Let's talk about those record-breaking Q3 results for fiscal year 2025.
Okay.
Revenue skyrocketed 112.5% year over year.
Wow.
Reaching a remarkable INR 2,092 million.
That's incredible. That kind of growth is really fueled by a high demand for their products.
Okay.
Especially after expanding their fractionation plant, plus the launch of new subsidiaries in Africa and the UAE.
But here's where things get really intriguing. Profits are up even more dramatically.
Really?
EBITDA jumped a whopping 253.4%.
Wow.
Tells us they're not just growing, they're laser-focused on profitability.
Yeah.
What strategic choices might be driving this kind of margin expansion?
Well, it's a combination of factors. First, they're incredibly efficient.
Okay.
Their expanded production capacity allows them to meet that surging demand without a proportional increase in costs.
I see.
Second, they've strategically positioned themselves in higher margin product segments, particularly in the premium CBE market. And third, their unique sourcing model, which we'll dive into a little bit later, likely contributes to cost savings as well.
Okay. So they're doing a lot of things right financially.
Yes.
But what makes Manorama truly special in a crowded market? For starters, they're the world's leading producer of cell fat.
Cell fat is a key ingredient in many of their CBEs, and that dominance gives them a significant competitive advantage.
Okay.
But it's more than just that.
Okay.
Their robust ethical supply chain is truly remarkable.
In what way?
They source exotic seeds like mango and shea directly from over 8 million tribal collectors in India and Africa.
This sourcing model seems almost counterintuitive in today's globalized world.
Yeah.
Could this hyper-local approach actually be their secret weapon for sustainability and profitability?
Absolutely. It's a win-win situation for Manorama and the communities they work with.
Okay.
By sourcing directly, they cut out middlemen, ensuring fair prices for collectors, predominantly women, while also securing a consistent supply of high-quality raw materials at a lower cost.
So it creates like a really reliable, low-cost base for their production.
Exactly. And there are even further benefits that we'll discuss a little bit later about how this sourcing model strengthens their commitment to sustainability.
So they're not just buying ingredients, they're building partnerships and empowering communities.
Right.
It's a story that resonates with increasingly conscious consumers who are seeking out brands with a purpose.
Precisely. And this model allows them to command a premium for their product.
Okay.
Contributing to those impressive margins we were discussing earlier.
Consumers are willing to pay more for products they know are ethically sourced and contribute to social good.
Exactly.
But let's not forget about innovation. Manorama isn't just about scale. They're constantly pushing boundaries.
Right.
Their Milcoa Research and Development Center even holds a coveted DSIR certification from the Indian government.
That's a big deal.
That's a pretty big deal, right?
Absolutely. The DSIR certification is a testament to their commitment to R&D.
Okay.
They're not simply producing existing products, they're developing new applications for CBEs.
Right.
Working hand in hand with clients' R&D teams to create bespoke solutions.
So it's not just about selling what they have. It's about collaborating to solve problems and create new possibilities.
Exactly.
That fosters strong customer relationships, leading to repeat business and a more stable revenue stream.
Exactly. And those strong relationships contribute to Manorama's resilience.
Okay.
They're not just reacting to market trends, they're anticipating them, shaping them, even through their close collaboration with clients in the food and cosmetic industries.
And speaking of anticipating the future, Manorama has some seriously ambitious growth plans.
Yeah, they do.
They're planning to invest in a range of new projects.
This isn't just growth for growth's sake.
Right.
These expansion plans are fascinating because they signal a shift.
Okay.
It's not just about being the biggest CBE producer. It's about controlling the whole game.
Let's unpack that a bit. We're talking about forward integration to produce alternative CBEs, palm mid-fraction, and even industrial and compound chocolates.
Right. And backward integration with the new processing unit for salmango and other exotic seeds in Raipur, India.
Plus, they're building a pre-press and solvent extraction plant in Burkina Faso, Africa.
These moves could really reshape Manorama's position in the market by expanding both forward and backward in their supply chain.
Right.
They're aiming to control more of the value chain and become even more competitive on a global scale.
They're essentially building their own ecosystem.
Right.
From sourcing the raw materials to developing innovative final products.
Exactly. And that brings us to another crucial aspect of Manorama's success.
Okay.
Their commitment to sustainable business practices.
They've got initiatives for zero effluent discharge, biofuel use, empowering tribal women, promoting great workplace practices.
Wow.
And they're even working on no deforestation, no peat, no exploitation policies with the Earthworm Foundation. What makes Manorama's approach to sustainability unique?
Well, their approach is unique because sustainability is actually woven into the fabric of their business model.
Okay.
Their direct sourcing model, for example, isn't just about getting raw materials.
Right.
It's about creating a positive social impact.
Okay.
This commitment to ethical practices resonates with consumers and investors alike.
Right.
Enhancing brand value and attracting talent.
It's a brilliant strategy, really.
Yeah.
They're not just mitigating risk. They're turning their commitment to sustainability into a core competitive advantage.
It's smart.
And that, I think, is one of the most compelling takeaways from this deep dive so far. But this commitment to sustainability starts at the top.
Right.
We should probably spend a little time discussing Manorama's leadership and management.
Absolutely. Their leadership is a key factor in their success.
Okay.
The chairman and managing director, Mr. Ashish Saraf, has been with the company since its inception and has a deep understanding of the industry. And their board of directors is packed with diverse expertise, including finance, international business, and forestry.
And what's interesting is the long tenure of many members of their management team.
Right.
Some have been with the company for decades.
That speaks volumes about the company's culture and stability. This long-term vision allows them to think beyond quarterly profits and focus on sustainable long-term growth.
Right.
This stability also fosters strong relationships with suppliers, customers, and employees, all of which are crucial to long-term success.
It's like the difference between a sprinter and a marathon runner.
Yeah.
Manorama is definitely built for the long haul.
Yeah.
And for anyone interested in investing, Manorama is publicly traded on the NSE and BSE.
Right.
As of January 2025, their share price was INR 11,115.6.
Now, for the investors' year, that market cap of 6,582.7 crores places them firmly in the mid-cap range of the Indian stock market.
Okay.
And the stock price movement over the past year indicates growing investor confidence. But as with any investment, thorough research is crucial before making any decisions.
So we've covered a lot of ground here. We've seen how Manorama's record-breaking financial performance is driven by a unique combination of factors. Their leading position in the Salfat market, their sustainable and ethical sourcing model, their dedication to R&D, those ambitious expansion plans, and of course their commitment to ESG principles.
It's quite a story.
But that's just the beginning. We still have a lot more to uncover. We'll be back after a quick break to continue our deep dive into Manorama Industries. Welcome back to our deep dive into Manorama Industries. We've just scratched the surface of this fascinating company, and there's still so much more to explore.
You know, we've seen Manorama's success from their perspective, but I think it's crucial to consider some external viewpoints.
Okay.
For instance, we have several articles from industry publications highlighting the booming global demand for CBEs.
Right.
They're increasingly sought after as a viable alternative to traditional cocoa butter.
That's right. And even regulatory bodies are recognizing this shift. The FSSAI in India now permits up to 5% CBE usage in chocolates.
Really?
That's a significant change when you say it.
It's a huge shift. It points to a larger trend.
Okay.
Consumers are becoming more discerning. It's not just about taste and quality anymore.
Right.
They care about the origins of their products and how they're made.
Okay.
Manorama seems perfectly poised to capitalize on this evolving consumer consciousness.
But are they riding the wave or creating it? How much of this shift towards ethical sourcing is consumer-driven, and how much is Manorama actively shaping the market?
It's a bit of both. Consumers are certainly demanding more transparency and ethical
Right.
practices, which creates the market pull. But Manorama isn't just reacting.
Oh,
They're actively educating consumers and promoting the benefits of sustainable sourcing.
right.
They've been pioneers in this area, showcasing how ethical practices can be both good for business and good for the planet.
So they're not just following trends, they're setting them.
Yeah.
That's impressive. But even for a company as successful as Manorama, it's not all smooth sailing.
Right.
We also have some analyst reports expressive concerns about volatile raw material prices and growing competition in the CBE market.
Those are valid points. The global supply chain faces multiple pressures,
Right.
from climate change to geopolitical instability.
Yeah.
Manorama's reliance on natural, seasonally harvested seeds could make them susceptible to price fluctuations and supply disruptions.
And as the CBE market grows, more players will likely enter the game, potentially squeezing profit margins.
Exactly. Manorama can't afford to rest on its laurels.
Right.
Their commitment to R&D and innovation will be more critical than ever to stay ahead of the curve.
They need to continuously adapt, developing new products,
Yeah.
exploring alternative sourcing options, and finding ways to add value beyond just being a CBE supplier.
Precisely. Remember those ambitious expansion plans we discussed earlier?
Right.
Those moves become even more critical in light of these potential challenges.
Right. Forward integration into alternative CBEs, palm, mid-fraction industrial, and compound chocolates. It's a brilliant way to diversify their offerings and reduce their dependence on any single product category.
And by controlling more of their supply chain through backward integration.
Right.
That processing unit in Raipur and the extraction plant in Burkina Faso,
Yeah.
they're not just mitigating risks, but creating new opportunities.
It's like they're building a fortress around their core business, while simultaneously expanding their territory.
That's a great analogy. They're creating resilience while also unlocking new avenues for growth and innovation.
And that brings us back to their commitment to sustainability.
Right.
It's clearly more than just a marketing tactic for Manorama.
Yeah.
It's deeply embedded in their business model.
Absolutely. We've talked about their ethical sourcing practices,
Right.
but they go far beyond that.
Okay.
They're committed to reducing their environmental footprint
Right.
through initiatives like zero effluent discharge and biofuel use.
And they're actively empowering the communities they work with,
Yeah.
especially women, by providing fair wages training and opportunities for advancement.
All of this strengthens their brand reputation,
Right.
attracts investors who prioritize ESG principles, and helps them recruit and retain top talent. Sustainability is a core driver of their long-term success.
So we've seen the numbers, analyzed the strategy, and explored the sustainability angle. But let's bring it back to you, our listener. What does this all mean for someone considering investing in Manorama Industries?
It's a complex question with no easy answer. Every investment carries its own set of risks and rewards. But what's clear is that Manorama has a lot going for it.
They've got a proven track record of growth and profitability, a strong and experienced leadership team, a unique and sustainable business model, and a clear vision for the future.
They're operating in a market poised for continued expansion. They tick many boxes for investors seeking a company that's both profitable and purpose-driven.
But past performance isn't a guarantee of future results.
Right.
The global landscape is constantly shifting, and challenges can arise unexpectedly.
Those concerns about raw material price volatility and competition are real and require careful consideration.
Yeah.
For any potential investor, thorough due diligence is absolutely essential. Don't just take our word for it.
That's right. You need to do your own research, understand your investment goals and risk tolerance, and make an informed decision based on your own assessment.
Now, one thing that struck me as we reviewed these sources was Manorama's emphasis on their connection to the communities where they source their raw materials. They even include photos of the tribal collectors in their investor presentations.
I noticed that too. It's not something you typically see in corporate reports.
Yeah.
It speaks to their transparency and commitment to stakeholder engagement.
Exactly. And it brings up an important question. We've discussed the business side, but what about the human impact? What are the real-life experiences of those 8 million tribal collectors at the heart of Manorama's supply chain?
It would be fascinating to hear their stories directly. We have glimpses from the articles and reports, but understanding how Manorama's model has impacted their communities, both positively and negatively, would add a deeper dimension to our understanding.
It would remind us that behind every financial report and stock ticker are real people whose lives are interconnected with the success of this business.
That's a powerful point. It's easy to get lost in numbers and abstract concepts, but business ultimately comes down to people.
And with that in mind, I think we can move into some final thoughts for our listener.
Okay, so we've seen the highlights of Manorama Industries, but every savvy investor knows there's always more to the story. If you were putting your money down, what are the critical questions this deep dive hasn't answered yet? Expert speaker, let's get skeptical for a moment. What are the potential red flags or areas needing more investigation?
That's a great question. And it's where the real work begins for any serious investor. We've touched on the competitive landscape, but I think a deeper dive into that would be crucial.
Okay.
Who are their main rivals in the CBE market beyond just Salfat? Right.
What are their strengths and weaknesses? Is Manorama truly innovating faster, or could they be overtaken?
It's like a horse race.
Oh.
We've seen Manorama's speed, but are they built for the long stretch? Are there dark horses emerging we haven't even considered?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then there's the risk management piece. We talked about volatile raw material prices.
Yeah.
But how effectively is Manorama actually mitigating those risks?
Yeah.
Do they have hedging strategies?
Right.
Are they exploring alternative sourcing options beyond those tribal communities if supply chains get disrupted?
Right.
These are questions an investor would need clear answers on.
So it's not just about sustainability, it's about resilience too.
Exactly.
Can their sourcing model withstand global shocks?
Precisely. And third, while their R&D efforts seem impressive, I'd want to scrutinize their pipeline more closely.
Okay.
What's on the horizon? Are they investing in cutting-edge tech like AI or biotechnology to develop even more sustainable and high-performing ingredients? This industry evolves rapidly, and staying ahead requires constant investment. It's like peeking into the engine room. The ship might look sleek, but are the mechanics future-proof?
That's a great way to put it. Now, taking all of this into consideration, where do I see Manorama Industries in the next 5 to 10 years? They certainly have the potential to become a dominant force in the specialty fats and butters industry.
They could be shaping the future of chocolate and cosmetics. Not just improving existing products, but creating entirely new possibilities.
That's within the realm of possibility, especially given their unique approach and commitment to sustainability. But the future is never certain. New challenges could arise, competition will intensify, and consumer preferences can shift rapidly.
There are always those unknown unknowns lurking out there, as you said before. But what really struck me in this deep dive is their genuine commitment to doing good, not just talking about it. It's woven into their business model, not an afterthought.
I agree. That authenticity is what makes them so compelling. It's not just about profit. It's about creating positive change. And that resonates with investors, consumers, and employees alike.
It's a powerful message in today's world. And for anyone wanting to learn more, we encourage you to visit Manorama's website.
Yeah.
We'll link it in the show notes.
Yeah.
It's packed with information on their products, processes, and sustainability initiatives.
It's a great resource for anyone interested in digging deeper. Who knows, maybe in a few years we'll be back with another deep dive into Manorama, exploring their even more impressive achievements and ambitious goals.
I'd love that.
Yeah.
But for now, we've reached the end of this deep dive. We hope you found it insightful and engaging.
Until next time, keep asking those critical questions and never stop exploring.